Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Today I have a fun treat gift box. It's actually very narrow. It's only 3/4 inch high and I gotta look up my measurements, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. I originally made this box for one of like the pre-packaged cookies that you can get already decorated at Walmart, Target, Albertsons, your local bakery. But I went to the store yesterday and completely forgot to pick up a cookie. So you can put anything that you can fit. You can fit a bracelet and some earrings and stuff. But just a couple of reminders. If you want to get the PDF tutorial with the step-by-step instructions for today's project, just join my email list that I will link. It's a new month. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. It's April 3rd, so a new month. So that means we have a new sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial. This month, we all have fancy fold cards. So I'll give you a sneak peek of mine. I actually did a slimline card. I wanted to use this designer series paper that's going to be retiring, but it opens like so, and there's the inside. So this month we all have fancy folds. I believe I'm the only one that did a slimline card, but you can get your 10 project tutorial when you spend $35 in my online store. And when you share my video, comment that you shared my video, and then I will enter you into a prize drawing. Last week, there was no shares, and I totally understand it. It was Holy Week, Easter. I didn't get my video out on time myself. So no worries. I will just transfer that prize over to this week. And I believe it was the something thanks stamp set. It was, I don't have it near me. I was working on my my new upcoming class, and it's a home decor. So let's just go ahead and get started. So anyhow, this is our box, and this these next few weeks I'm going to be focusing on the retiring product. This Color and Contours has been one of my favorite go-tos, especially for the dies. These dies are all retiring. I pulled out the ones we're using today, but this whole set is retiring. So if you like it, I would get it now before it is gone. And we are going to be using the Countryside Corners dies. The stamp set's retiring, but the dies are carrying over in the new catalog. And we are going to use the Glorious Gingham Designer Series paper, which I could pull my piece out. That's the right color, right? We're going to use Pretty Peacock. I love this paper and, you know, anything gingham. So we're going to use this today. This is retiring. So on my actual project sheet, I have little asterisks by the things that are retiring, then that way that you know that they're retiring. I will be using the iridescent rhinestones. These ones I had colored in for something else. And we'll be using the wavy trim, which is also retiring. So let's go ahead and get started. While I'm grabbing my stamps, we don't need the stamps yet. But we are going to use some Pretty Peacock cardstock. And both of these pieces of paper, it's for the top and bottom, is going to be 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. We're just going to score them differently because we want the lid to fit. And the quarter, I don't know if you can see it right there. So just before where this connector is, there's the quarter right there, because there's the half over there. So 6 1/4. I know it's a tricky one on this board. Somehow I should try and find out a way to highlight it. So 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Let me get another piece. maybe if I put a silver Sharpie on it and mark it. Hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, now let me, you know what, I'm gonna cut this piece since we have it, and it's gonna be 4 5/8, which is the second notch after the half. 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. And this is gonna go on our top of our box. Okay, get all this out of the way. Let me use my trimmer and grab my Simply Score. And this thing always pops open. I keep it in a drawer and it still always pops open. Okay, so for the bottom, we're gonna score it at 3/4 inch all the way around, all 4 sides. So 3/4. 3/4, 3/4, and 3/4. So you gotta remember, this is our bottom. Now our top, we're gonna score it the same at 3/4, but we're gonna use a shim. So what I use as a shim is like 6 Post-it notes. And if it doesn't stick, you know, usually you want it to kind of stay in place, I'll put a glue dot. So let's just put a glue dot because I have a feeling that thing's gonna fall. And then you could just remove your glue dot after. Oops. Just to hold it in place. And we're using this shim because we want it to be a little bit bigger than the box bottom so that it'll fit. So we're gonna go 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, and 3/4. Okay, so I'm gonna move this one to my right, my box is to my left, so I don't get them confused, and my glue dot actually came off, so we will move this out of the way. Do you guys like me to make 3D projects, or would you prefer me to make cards? I like to do 3D, but I think some people would rather just make cards. Let me know. Comment and let me know. So this piece, this is the top. We're going to glue this right on here in between those score lines. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to do some die cutting. I wanted to use those color and contour dies. They're my favorite. I actually have a couple of sets. I'm sad to see them go, but there are some more exciting things. So go around the edges and kind of like, here, if you could see me, we're gonna die cut in the center. So you don't necessarily have to have glue there. But yeah, I like to do 3D projects. I don't know, I think it's a challenge for me. I get challenged to create something to fit something. If that makes sense. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, get my cut and emboss. And I am just going to, you might have to, I think mine fit, but if it doesn't, you know, you could always fold over this side to make it fit. This die is actually the second to the smallest, third to the smallest, third to the largest. So it's the middle one. So we're just gonna center that on our DSP. I think that looks centered. And we're gonna die cut. And then you can save this piece for another project. I was trying to figure out how to incorporate it, but I wanted that window so you can get a little peekaboo inside. Okay, so there's our die cut. So now we can furnish all these lines. Actually, we're not gonna assemble it yet because I just realized we need our vellum. So our vellum is retiring as well. I'm really sorry to see this go, but this is gonna be 2 3/4 by 4. Okay, let's go 2 3/4 by 4. The vellum just always gives it just a little extra a little extra on our projects. So this is just going to fit right over. And now if I had my cookie in my box, it would be peeking through this little piece of vellum. You'd be able to see it. So we're just going to go around the edges really close to that cut because I did make my my vellum kind of small. Could have made it a little bigger, but there's our vellum. Okay, so now we can finally assemble this box. We're just going to cut these up. You know me, I always angle. It's not necessary, but I hope everybody's having decent weather. All these tornadoes and stuff. I have a niece that lives in Oklahoma. She's expecting a baby, and just scary times. Scary times for everyone. And then that crazy earthquake in Taiwan. You know, I have 3 daughters in California, and we have the earthquakes over there. Luckily, no big ones. And we're just going to glue all of these around. Let me grab my clothespins. I love these clothespins. And if you guys have heard me mention before, I just got them at Dollar Tree, and I actually think they're in the crafts section. And I just like it to hold this stuff in place while I glue the other ones. Usually by the time I'm done, it's dried. And you can always use Stampin' Seal Plus. Yesterday we got to do another pre-order on all the new products that are coming out. I haven't had time to place my order because I just did the one from when I got back from Houston. But if you'd like to purchase the starter kit, which is an amazing deal, it's you get to pick out $125 and product for $99 and free shipping, and you get to order the new stuff. You can actually order the new stuff and the last chance items. You get to pick whatever you want to put in your starter kit. It's totally up to you, but you know, saving on the shipping alone, that's like 10%. And then you can get whatever you want. I have a lot of people purchase it just to get the cut and emboss machine. They want one, and it's cheaper than to buy it the other way, and then you don't pay shipping as well. Oops, there went my little glue holder. Grab some more of these. Yeah, if you have any questions about the starter kit, just let me know how to do it, how to pick what you want. My suggestion is always just make a list of what you want first, because when you do go to purchase, it's going to ask you all the items. So you want to be ready for that. Okay. Last one. I'm going to take one of these other ones, and we're just going to move those aside while they dry. I mean, they're probably already dry, but we're going to move them aside, and we're going to make all of our other goodies. Okay. So we are going to stamp, and it was a good thing that I grabbed some white because I thought I had already had it over here. So we're going to stamp our flowers twice in Memento ink on basic white cardstock. Now I just left these flowers pretty much just white. I only wanted to add the yellow, or should I say Daffodil Delight. And at first, when I was originally creating, I was going to use the the daisy paper, and so that's why I went with white. And then I didn't do the daisy paper, I did the gingham. So all I did is I'm using Daffodil Delight, and I'm just like coloring in these centers to kind of look like, you know, they should be yellow. There's no right or wrong. Always in crafting, nobody's gonna know what the original was to look like. But just added some yellow in there, like it looks like the center of the flowers. Easy peasy. And you could probably do this little one. I did it on my original, and after I was like, maybe I should have did that. So then now I'm going to use the light Pretty Peacock, and we're just going to pretty much outline the stems, color in the leaves if there are any leaves, just again to add that Pretty Peacock color in there. And these are pretty easy. This second one, you really don't have to color other than like to about there. I think that's where I cut it off, because we don't even have this this leaf in here. This leaf, I should say, not leaf. And then since we're here, we'll go ahead and stamp our sentiment, which is right here. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. This is on my block, nice and crooked. And then we'll stamp that in Daffodil Delight. And then we're gonna, I'm only using the Countryside Corner smallest die for that one. As you can see, I tried using the other one, but I just didn't like the smallest from the scallop contours, but I kind of didn't like the way it looked. So let's do our cut and emboss machine again. We're going to we'll cut this one out first. And then this one, this is the smallest of the contour dies. And you can see it's wanting to do its own thing. So we'll add some tape to it to hold it in place. And we will cut. There's all that crunching. And I just got some new set of plates that I haven't put on because I just barely used these ones. But, you know, with the price increase, the plates are going up. So you might want to get them now. Let's see. Let's tape this one too, just in case. And then while I have the die cutting, actually I need to cut a piece of Pretty Peacock for our border, our scallop border. And I have this here, but let's get a trimmer because I need to cut that piece, and that piece is going to be 4 3/4 by 1 1/2. Where's my nice papers? Is this 1 1/2? Yeah, so we can go 4 3/4 by 1 1/2. I need to change my cutting blade. I've been doing so much cutting that it's all it's getting a little dull. Okay, so hi Janet. Hi Sonia, so you like the 3D, huh? And thanks for sharing. So we want this edge to be at the bottom of our cardstock. And you can kind of decide where you want your little scallops to end at the end. To end at the end. So you can move it. And so we're just going to die cut that. And then this is another die that I love from that set. Their last chance sale starts April 6th, I believe. I'm like, so let's get all this out of the way. We're gonna put this right on. See, this fits better when you do that little bit. Oops, I didn't glue that corner very well, and it got caught on it. But this fits better. Flipping my box around. All right, so now this we're just gonna glue right on the side from edge, edge. It'll fit perfectly. I think we have another scalloped die. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Get a little bit too much glue there. But I think we have another scallop one coming. So we're just going to add a couple of dimensionals to this one. It's the one that we colored all the way. It's hard to put little dimensionals on the stem, but we're just going to add it right like so. And now this one, like I said, we're going to kind of cut it right here. Like, oh yeah, and I forgot it was attached over here. Just like that. We just want that little piece. And I kind of like try to tuck it in a little if you want. But we're going to put dimensionals on that as well. And like I said, if you had something in there, it'd be peeking through. It'd be giving your recipient a tease. A tease of what's in there. And then we're going to add our sentiment with some dimensionals. And you know what? Let me take that off real quick, see if I can hold this. So since my plates are a little bit worn, I don't know if you can see the lines on there. The easy way to get them out is, look, you just rub your bone folder on it and you get rid of those lines. So now your piece is nice and no more lines. All right, so dimensionals, that's always a tip, is to get rid of those lines. You could even do it like on the back side just to make sure that there's no extra, those lines. And it's just because of all the cuts that are inside the, or on the plates. Okay, so now we are going to use our wavy trim and just tie a bow. This trim is really pretty when I remember to use it. I'm terrible at that. I usually just tie our bow. Let me get my ribbon scissors and some glue dots. And there, I put 2 because this is kind of a bigger trim bow. Just like so. This one side might be a little bit long, so we'll trim it a little bit. And now we need our rhinestones. And so as you can see, I had colored these ones for something. If you wanted to color yours, just use your Stampin' Blends and color. I wanted these ones to be like iridescent. I barely have any left. I take your pick tool with my putty, add 1, 2, oops, 2. I got a lot of putty out there, 3, and I added 1 at the bottom. You could probably actually add a couple, you know, you could add whatever you want. But there's our box. Not too bad. You know, Mother's Day is coming, so this could be a good little gift for several mothers. Like if you have to make not just your mom, but maybe your sisters, your sister-in-laws, whatever, whoever, not whatever, whoever, and put something inside. Like I said, you could fit like a bracelet, necklace, earrings, a whole set. It's not very wide, but it will hold stuff. And then, like I said, even a giant homemade cookie will fit in there. And you can even use them for party favors, baby shower. There's so many uses for this box. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye.